Hey guys, welcome to another tier list video on character power levels. This is another Walking Dead one, this time on season 4. And yeah, I plan on doing all the seasons, all the way up to season 11, just the main show. And if that Rick show ever comes out, maybe. Nonetheless, let's get right into this shit and start off with Lily, the chick that the governor boned. Almost decent. She didn't do anything. All she did was finish off the governor, and that's it. That's all I gotta say about her. I don't think anyone's gonna argue this with me. Patrick, this was another guy, Carl's friend, the nerdy guy that played with Legos. He's dead weight. Sorry, Legos aren't gonna help you, man. Not in the zombie apocalypse. So you're gonna stay right there. Next up, we got Joe of the Cleaners. And he's the only claimer I got on here because he's the only one that ever got an actual name. I'm gonna have to say it, man. Even though he's a bad guy and he condones some bad acts against children, he is going to be a true survivor just because, I mean, this man is an archer, or I don't know, the other guy was an archer. Joe is a survivor. I mean, you can't really argue against that. Him and his crew, I mean, they're bad people, but they hunt rabbits, they live off the land, they do all that cool shit, so he's gonna have to be a true survivor. Next up, we got the Abraham crew. Let's start off with Abraham. Abraham is also, would he be a true survivor? I mean, this guy is strong. He is a force to be reckoned with. He knows how to use guns, he's got military experience. He's a man on a mission and nothing will stop him. I'll have to put him in useful though. He is useful. Is he a true survivor? If you give this guy nothing and throw him out in the wilderness, is he gonna survive? Maybe later on, but at this point I'm just gonna have to put him in useful. Rosita, I'm not sure what kind of survival skill she has, but it's learned later on that before this point she did learn a lot of shit from a lot of other people in her group, like defusing bombs and whatnot, so she's got a lot of good skills. So I'm gonna have to put her in useful too. Eugene is smart. I'll give him that. That mullet's gonna have to take him down a few pegs, but he's pretty smart. The smartness is gonna carry him a lot, but other than that, I mean, he's pretty shitty. He can't fight a zombie yet. He can't do shit. I mean, he can take a punch from Abraham, I guess. He survived the punch at least. Just because of his smartness, man, it's going to be average. If he knew how to kill some zombies, he'd be a lot higher, but he's just smart. Tara, what did Tara do this season? Let's see. Man, she didn't do a whole lot, huh? All I remember her doing was fucking threatening the governor at first, but then, like, joining his team just to not be aligned with him when he attacked the prison. She helped Glenn out. She was going to sacrifice herself for Glenn at one point. I'll put her average. She's average. Probably the most average of all average. Lizzie and Mika. Yeah, Mika's dead weight. Lizzie is definitely stronger and more able-bodied than this one. Or no, wait. Was she the one that shot the zombie? I don't know. They're both dead weight. This one's crazier, so I'm going to have to put her below. Just because she's more dead weight than this one. This one can learn. Mika can learn to survive. This one's just, honestly, yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that she got murdered for her sister, she would be almost decent. But because of that fact, I'm going to have to put her in dead weight. This guy, Dr. I don't remember. Honestly, I just looked up this guy's name. I don't remember. I just know he's a doctor. He's a guy that tried to cure the shit that everyone was having in the beginning of season 4. That swine flu or something. He's smart. He's a doctor. He's good to have. He's useful. He's at the end of useful. Just because we don't see him fight at all. That's the thing. If we could see him take on some zombies and fight, I put him more high. But he's going to have to be useful. Or average. He's going to be average. Average. Being a doctor is very useful, but what can that get you if you can't do anything else? This chick, Karen, all she did was get burned alive. Almost decent. This guy, Beth's boyfriend, he was in one episode. Walked in that grocery store with Daryl, then got a zombie Got a zombie falling on him. I guess he could be almost decent. I mean, he went on the run, but he died pretty much immediately. Is he dead weight? Almost decent. Bob is useful to have around. Isn't he a medic? He is a medic. The only problem is he's also he's an alcoholic. That shit gets in the way a lot. You got a few people killed because of that. He's bottom useful. Just because he's a medic, he can heal too. Yeah, Bob is an army medic, so it's pretty good. He's pretty good if it wasn't for that whole alcoholic thing. So useful. He's useful. He uses a machete, I think. Herschel. Is Herschel more useful than Bob? Let's see. He's also kind of a medic. He is a farmer too. The only thing is he has no leg and he can't really fight too much, so he's got to be protected. So I'm gonna have to. Is Herschel more useful than this guy? Is Herschel more useful than an actual doctor? He's also a peaceful man. He tries to negotiate with the governor, so I don't know if that's to his detriment or not. Definitely not the peak of useful. Not much has changed between Herschel season 3 and season 4. I'll put him here. End of useful. Next we got Sasha. She is developing more into her sniper role. I mean, she's useful. Yeah, she's useful. Maybe more useful. More useful than Herschel? I don't know. I mean, a sniper's good in a war, but just surviving the zombie apocalypse, I don't know. She's got good aim. I'll put her here for now. Daryl, of course, true survivor. He's just like the epitome of surviving in the zombie apocalypse. I mean, this is what you want to be right here. You want to be Daryl. Nothing else I can say about that. I say it every tier list video. He's fucking top tier. Tyrese is pretty good. He's good. He fights. I mean, he literally takes on a herd of zombies by himself with just a hammer and comes out of it alive. Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's a good guy to have on your team. Next up, we got Carol. This is when she really starts getting into her own. She lit 2 people on fire that had like the flu, so that's kind of based. I'm gonna put her on the top of average for now. I know she's gonna rise up the ranks later on, but right now, peak average. I mean, just wait till next season. She's definitely gonna rise. Okay. Next up, we got the governor. The governor in his final season. He starts off like, okay, he might change. He might be a good guy now. And he just turns the tables and goes completely psychotic ape shit on everybody. Cuts Herschel's head off. It did show that he could survive, but he's just so crazy at this point. He's so crazy. He's so fucking crazy. The craziness will hold him back, but he can survive on his own for a while. I'm gonna put him in average. I mean, I can't put Eugene above him. Okay, Eugene, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to go to almost decent. You're the top of almost decent. Your knowledge is really good, man, but you're such a weak pussy shit and everything else, so yeah, I'm gonna put governor right here. No. That doesn't seem right. I'm gonna put him at the end. No, not the beginning, at the end. There we go. Alright, Michonne. Put her right here, right beside Daryl. I mean, yep, she can survive. I'd rather have her. When we look at Joe and his ability to be a true survivor, it's hard. If it wasn't for all the other shit he was doing in that episode, especially when it comes to his letting his friend do something to Carl, I would not want him on my team. You know, don't look at that shit. He would be a top tier component in a group. Glenn, as always, is very useful. It sucks because Rosita isn't one of my favorite characters at all, but she is really fucking useful for no reason. I mean, she does kind of say like, oh yeah, a lot of people trained me, a lot of people taught me some stuff, like later on, like season 7 or some shit, which canonically would be before this season, so she should have all those skills now. But man, I hate to say that she's more useful than Glenn, but she kind of is. I bet you she can run faster than him too. Maybe. Beth. After the whole prison shit goes down, she gets a little bit better until she gets fucking kidnapped. I feel like she could be right here. Almost decent. Carl, I remember he didn't do a whole... Okay, so Rick taught him how to use like a fucking machine gun at one point in this season, so he knows how to do that. His aim isn't the best because after the prison went down, him and Rick got locked up in a house and he was on his own for a little while. And every zombie he encountered, he had like a really rough time with, almost dying like 3 times. So I'm gonna have to put him at the end of average. End of average right here. And then we got Maggie. Maggie is useful, more useful than Herschel at this time, I would say. I'll put her right here. Maggie is useful. She's very useful. And then we got our main man, Rick, here. And I'm going to have to do it now. Rick has now elevated to the level of true survivor. I mean, he's not quite on the level of Daryl, per se, with the ability to just purely survive. But this man, you definitely want him on your team. You don't want to go up against him. Because, especially at the end of the season, this whole season is an evolution of Rick. Transforming into the beautiful fucking homicidal butterfly that he truly becomes. Especially after the fact he rips this guy's throat out. Yeah, he's pretty good. He is pretty good. Alright, well that will do it for Season 4 of The Walking Dead. I will be back, of course, for Season 5 and onward. But yeah, I appreciate those who keep watching. And I hope you guys have a nasty night. See ya.